Today's a very special day on the TheWrightGarage. I have a plethora of tools. I have a welder, of course. If you watched any of my other videos, you see all the tools that I have. And some that I make up for special circumstances. However, today marks the day where I have bought a tool not only that has been previously requested, but also is perhaps the most useful tool that I've ever had. Besides the screwdriver that I had to use to set it up, of course. Today, I have bought a work light. I know. Anyway, so today I just moved the Mini over a little bit so I can get some room to get on that side that needs all this work done that I went over with you in the previous episode. I bought all the panels and everything to do this. I bought the frame support for the door, all that good stuff. I also bought a door sill because I discovered that this is completely made up, so I'm sure I can shove a screwdriver through it. And there's already a hole there. And you can actually see it because of the work light. I need to go ahead and remove the seat, which is awesome. My handy dandy work light. Alright, because somebody decided to weld it to the tunnel. So I'm going to see if I can perhaps maybe unscrew the seat itself and leave the frame rails and just cut the frame rails off of the seat, or if I actually have to cut the seat out. Who would weld that? Anyway, we're putting the original Mini's interior back in it. There it is. That's from my Mini. Yeah, I also need to pull the carpet, of course, so I don't catch anything on fire, especially since this is not my car. And the carpet actually is halfway decent. Alright, so here is the heavy-duty metal that is the frame support, which leads me to my next point. I'm going to have to weld a brace. I have a bar. I'm going to have to weld from the bottom here up to the top here. So when I cut this out, that is supporting this whole section here. I don't want the roof to wrinkle and all the panels get misaligned and everything like that. So when I cut this out, I need to have a support. And, ooh, check this out. Oh yeah. Anyway. So that's the fun that we have cut out today. Cut out for us. No pun intended. So it's literally been about 30 seconds. And I already have something that I need to show you. I don't know what that is. Or why it's there. And it's riveted to the floor. I'm desperately hoping that when I pull that off, there's not a giant hole there. I have zero explanation for this. But I'm going to continue to pull up the massive amount of insulation they put in here. The only reason I can see you putting this much insulation in here is if maybe you're building some kind of show car. This is obviously not. But maybe they wouldn't have needed this much insulation if they would have fixed the exhaust leak. It wouldn't have been so cotton picking loud. Anyway, sorry for my rant. I'm going to go ahead and go back to this now. I'm starting to lose all faith and confidence in this car. But this is what I'm dealing with. But here's the floor. Yeah, definitely rust holes. Some of it surface rust. More towards the back towards the tunnel, which is good. And then up to, oh look at that, the car was originally green. How about them apples? I thought it was red because there's red paint there and there's red paint in a couple other places, or maybe not even green. It's gunmetal maybe. Anyway, I bet you it actually looked nice back when. I might look into an entire floor panel, see which cheaper. I mean, patches are going to be cheaper, but we'll see how extensive it is and how much easier it is. Let's go with that, easier. Alright. So I got it all gutted out. And turn the light around so y'all can see. Boom. Those seats were a pain to get out. Those welds. Well, two of them were a pain. The other ones popped right off. If we come over here, that was also a pain to get off. I got another rust hole there, and some more rust on this this floorboard back here, along with That one, of course. And then, oh, excuse me. There we go. I lost my train of thought completely. All right, so once I cut those two out, these two pretty much just popped right out. I just put some pressure on the seat, and literally they made a pop noise, and boop. There was one here, which you can't even see. That's how well it was welded. And then there's one back here. Is it? Yeah, right there. And there was so much weld piled up on there, it was ridiculous. But it seems like they put the passenger side in first. Couldn't quite get to the driver's side as easily, so they didn't even bother welding it hardly. And it was just ridiculous. If they would have gotten in an accident, they'd have been done. Holes. So I got the temporary support ready to be put in place. Went ahead and ground down the contact areas for my welds on both top and bottom. I decided to use this here because it is a strong point for the body. So piece up here should hold the body straight. So when I cut this out, it'll keep the same measurement. And this is a very straight line from the roof all the way down. That way it's not leaning in one way or the other and cause any potential pressure issues. So the body should not move at all when I cut that off, and then cut all the panels out and get ready for the new panels to go on. So we're getting there. So I'm getting ready to make my initial weld here. It's just going to be a couple tack welds just to hold it in place so it doesn't wiggle around and move. Alrighty then. So I got my tack welds in place. Bar is nice and stable. So now I am free to start cutting on this this body support here without worry about it, the body twisting or flexing. And on a side note, if you do cut any kind of thick metal or body supports or anything like that, frame rails on a different kind of car or anything like that, make sure you don't move the car after you have cut that panel out. Just keep it stable, keep it where it is. Like in my case, I use the 12x12 pavers. I supported the body in the front and back, and the car does not move. Because you have to maintain the integrity of these measurements when you put your new panel in. I am going to go ahead and put in a secondary brace under this dash support just to be on the safe side. I know it's not really necessary, however, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. It's better safe than sorry. More support, better. Kind of like a bra. Anyway, the back seats are going to get replaced with genuine mini back seats instead of the Fiat 500 that were in there because they didn't fit for one, they weren't mounted for two, and it was extremely unsafe. If anybody would have been in a collision, it would have just been bad. I'm also going to have to reshape the tunnels in here because somebody cut them out to fit those Fiat seats in there. So I'm going to have to go ahead and reshape those, weld them back up, make them look good again, and practical. That side as well. Oh, it's kind of echoey in there. I also have to remove that other the other seat mount that's over there on the floor. And then of course all this fun stuff that I've been talking about but I haven't gotten to because I just keep running into new problems. It's awesome. But, buy a Mini, bring out the inner MacGyver in yourself. That's pretty much how it is. Just if you want to be MacGyver, make sure you do MacGyver properly. I don't know. Just don't boo it up completely. I still have to get this thing off. I haven't even touched it because it was extremely frustrating before. I can't imagine it getting any better. Owner wants to save it. I said probably not, but I'm still going to try. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end today. So, as always, I really appreciate your views. I really appreciate your comments, letting me know that you actually enjoyed the videos so I can keep making them and we can keep going down this path. And I enjoy answering questions and all that fun stuff. So I like your support and your feedback. Keep it coming. I'll keep the videos coming as much as possible. And I got a light now, so that's an improvement. That's what I used to have. Especially how dark it is. And I know this camera is just terrible in the dark. You probably can't even see me right now. But anyway, we got the one good looking thing right there. Look at that shifter. Looks nice. So, yeah. There it is.